you can do it. You can do it. And you might have to work up to it. You might have to pray. You might have to cry. You might be afraid. You might be intimidated. It might be all these things surrounding your breakthrough. But I'm telling you, if you just get there and you just start putting forth the effort to do whatever it is that you feel scared to do, that you've never been able to do, maybe you've tried before, maybe you stopped too soon. You know, I mean, I'm not 20, 30, or 40. I could have done this years ago. I stopped too soon. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night. I don't know what time of day it is for you, but today, or right now, is morning time for me. I have been at the track this morning and getting in a little workout, and I just wanted to come in, felt impressed upon to come in and encourage somebody today. Let's see, where can I begin? Well, I need to make this brief, but I just want to encourage somebody today that just because you think you can't do something doesn't make it true. And I'm saying that because I'm coming from a place of being of thinking that, you know, like I never could jog. I never could like work out consistently for a long period of time. But especially jog. It's like I think all things are possible except for like jogging. And the funny thing is, I've always been very fascinated by people that do it and people that run. People that run and everything, people that can jog. But I just never thought that it was for me. It was like I just, you know, I didn't give it much thought because it was like, well, you know, I can't do that. So, and it's not like I wouldn't try, you know, I would go, you know, and to the track, and sometimes when I was walking or around the neighborhood or at the park or wherever, and I just would go, you know, for a little bit, and I would be so out of breath, so, you know, winded, and so everything would hurt, you know, so bad, and it was just like, I can't do it. And the funny thing is, my oldest son actually, he would always tell me, Mama, you just gotta push past it. You just gotta push past it, you know. That's when you just keep going, when you feel like you gotta stop. And I'm like, no, you know, you don't feel what I feel. You don't feel what I feel. I gotta stop when I gotta stop. And so here recently I thought, you know what, I'm gonna work my way up to running, because I just, you know, number one, I need to get in cardio every day, every single day. Now I don't do it, but I should. every single day. And that's the recommendation. Like I said, doesn't always work, but that's the recommendation for me. So I'm like, let me just try this. So I remembered a little plan from a long time ago where you just run for 1 minute and then you walk for 2 minutes. So I said I'm gonna work my way up, on that plan. So I started to do that, and man, that 1 minute was so difficult. Some of the minutes it was hard, and so I started out. I remember the first day I did it, I was gonna go for 30 minutes, and with the 1 minute and then 2 minute walk, 1 minute, 2 minute walk, and I ended up doing like 24 or something like that. And I was like, see, you couldn't even get the whole 30 minutes in. But I kept on, I persisted, I just kept on. And then one day, being somewhat consistent, but not like totally fully, but I have been being somewhat consistent since I got started in, I would say, like mid-May. So I'm going on, and one day I was like, you know what, I'm tired of holding this phone. And looking at the minute thing. I said, let me just try to run as much as I can. And I'm going to try to run as much as I can. And then after I run as much as I can, I feel like that's going to be a minute or past a minute. I'm just going to walk until till the kind of like tiredness wears out, and then I'm going to go again, And so, because I wasn't holding a phone, a stopwatch or something, I didn't really know how much time was passing by. But I felt better about it because it wasn't so cumbersome. Just holding that phone was just like, oh my gosh, So I'm doing that, for a little while, and then school let out, and then I was able to go to the junior high track. I have a junior high schooler, and so when school let out, then the track is open during the regular hours, and then not only that, but he started going to morning workouts, which start at 7 a.m. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to go to morning workouts at his school after I drop him off at his, place where he's doing his workouts. So that's what I do. I go to the track, and then I don't know if it was my first day on the track or no, it wasn't. I remember the first day on the track, I went ahead, I tried to jog, I did my jog. I went as long as I could, and it was like maybe a little bit more than half of one lap. And I was like, you know what? I bet I could have kept going. You know what? Tomorrow, I'm going to push myself and see if I can, get all the way around one of these times. Because it was just, one of the times that I jogged, because I think I was like maybe walking one and jogging one as much as I could. But one of those times I really felt like I could go on. So the next day I was like, okay, this is it. I'm making it around one of these times. One full revolution. So I get there, and I go. I said, like, pace yourself. I figured out. So, like I said, I set my intention to get all the way around the track jogging. And I had already figured out from other times running, like, you know what, when I look down, I get farther. Because when I look up, I have this feeling like I'm never going to get there. So I was like, look down, just look at your feet, look at the track, look at your shadow, just stay focused. Stay focused on the track, not how far you have left to go. Listen to your music. Visualize yourself, getting to your goals. And don't you know, I went all the way around that track. And I was like, what? You gotta be kidding. I made it all the way around the track jogging. Like, this is, I wanted to call the Guinness Book. Because it's like, I know people can do it, but I didn't think I could. So, it was just really wild because, like I said, I just had always, never pushed myself, never thought, and because I didn't, I thought I couldn't. And don't you know, the very next day, I jumped from jogging around that track half a time to jogging around that track one time to jogging around that track 4 times, a complete mile. The very next day. I still don't know how it happened. It still feels like a miracle to me, and I know that I worked myself up to it. But those days when I was out there doing my little minute, it didn't feel like anything. It didn't feel like anything phenomenal was happening, And I think if I hadn't pushed myself, I'd still be going with the minute, or maybe I would be at 2 minutes and 1 minute walking, or 1.5, because I intended to work myself up that way, with just the minute thing. But each little thing like propelled me into the next thing. I got tired of holding the phone. Then I was able to get on the actual track, because before school let out, I was going to a park. Excuse me. And the park is not level. It has, hills and things like that. And I thought, well, that's good. But the track is just so much better for calculating. It's so much better for pacing yourself. It's just a better situation for the training level that I'm at, I would say. So, and when I did that mile, I'm telling you, I wanted to just shout it from the rooftop. I gave my fitness group this long, this long message about how I did it. A group that my cousin and I started, and it's encouraging. Like, when I think about it, it's even encouraging to me. Now today, I went to the track, and I just came back, got in the car, and turned on the camera and started talking. And I just thought, let me encourage somebody else, because I'm still encouraged by what I'm able to do. And it doesn't seem like it's paying off in my weight yet or anything like that, but it is, I know for sure that it's giving what I needed to give, which is heart health. I feel good. And I know that eventually it's definitely going to pay off in weight and in my figure, in my tonality and all that type of thing. And I don't plan on stopping there. On the track today I added in some crunches, and I just recently started adding some sprinting, because I realized like I am jogging real slow. I'm jogging now. You can't say I'm not jogging, but I'm going pretty slow, and I can tell that because when other people come on the track and they pass me by, I'm like, oh, okay, I must be going fairly slow. But I'm okay with that because I know what I'm doing. I know that I'm pacing myself. I know that it's more important to me to be able to get to the point where I can do this track 2 miles and 3 miles at my pace without stopping than it is for me to go fast and get around here 1/4 of a time and have to stop. So I'm good with it, But I just wanted to encourage somebody else today that, whatever it is that you think you can't do, and it might not be that you think that in the forefront of your mind. If you're a very faithful person, if you believe that in God you can do anything, that that it's His will for man to be able to do, mankind to be able to do, if you believe that it's no good reason why you shouldn't be allowed to do something that is just a personal goal for yourself, then I just want to encourage you. You can do it. You can do it. And you might have to work up to it. You might have to pray. You might have to cry. You might be afraid. You might be intimidated. It might be all these things surrounding your breakthrough. But I'm telling you, if you just get there and you just start putting forth the effort to do whatever it is that you feel scared to do, that you've never been able to do, maybe you've tried before, maybe you stopped too soon. I'm not 20, 30, or 40. I could have done this years ago. I stopped too soon. I was in better, my youthfulness. I was in a better position to do it years ago. I stopped too soon, So I just want to let you know that whatever it is, I'm telling you, might seem simple to you, but it wasn't simple to me. I thought I couldn't jog. I thought it was like, that's just not for you. It's just not for you. In a way, it's not like it was at the forefront of my mind, but because when I tried, it didn't go anywhere. I just like, and I just never pushed myself to that point. So give yourself a chance. Believe in yourself and believe in the power of God to enable you to be able to do the things that you are not doing because you're holding yourself back. Try to identify where you are holding yourself back and go for it. Go for it in baby steps. Sometimes we tell ourselves like, if if I'm gonna do this, I gotta, I gotta jump in, and when I jump in, I gotta do it at an expert level. You don't have to do it at an expert level. You do not have to do it at an expert level. You can tell yourself, you know what, I'm gonna get in here, and I'm gonna take one step at a time. I'm gonna take one step at a time, and whatever obstacles come up, I'm gonna meet that obstacle head on in that moment. I'm going to deal with the issue as it arises. It doesn't matter how I look. Stop thinking about how you look. God loves you. It doesn't matter how you look to people. It doesn't matter how you look and how you feel to yourself. Like you are loved. You have help. All you have to do is call on it. All you have to do. And if you mess up, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world if you mess up. It just depends on what you're trying to do. But I'm going to tell you that the world will not end. You will not die. You will not explode. You will not implode. If you do something, you attempt something, and you make a mistake. So, take baby steps. Take baby steps. Itty bitty, tiny. It's probably how I look when I'm out there jogging. Taking these little short, paced out, short little strides or whatever. But I'm getting it done in baby steps. I'm getting it done. And one day I'm going to be out there. I know because I got a visual in my mind. I see myself in, the little shorts and the little shirt, out there with the small muscular legs, making these strides. I see it in my mind's eye. So I know I'm going there. Because if you can see it, you can be it. So I know I'm going there. I got my visual. I got my short stride today. But tomorrow I'm going to have a long, lean, perfect form stride. I'm going to have some muscles popping somewhere. And it's going to become what it's going to become. But I realize that you have to start somewhere. You have to start on the baby level. If you're new to something, you have to start on the baby level. And that's encouraging me. That's encouraging me for some other areas in my life right now. And I hope you're encouraged, and I hope that you'll get started, and I hope that beyond that you won't stop until you get there. All right. Thank you for tuning in. I meant for this to be like 7 minutes. And it's about over 3 times that, but I'm going to see where I can cut it. And just hope that you have a great day, week, month, and year. All right. See you soon. Bye.